Hi, my name is Danny, and this is the Resource Requirements Meeting roleplay for GelTel in the Managed Project Cost Unit. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining today. Before we jump in, I just want to do a quick welcome and set the scene. We're here to talk about the GelTel telephony system implementation, which is a major upgrade to our internal telephony system here at Gelos. We're rolling this out across 3 data centers with the goal of improving flexibility, reducing costs, and giving us better control over customer communication. The project will run over 6 months, and we're now in the early planning and resource scoping stages. The purpose of today's meeting is pretty simple. I want us to review the work breakdown structure together and discuss what resources we'll need to deliver this successfully. That includes human resources, tools, equipment, and any vendor support. Does that sound good?
Yep, sounds good. Happy to go through what's needed on the design side.
All good from me. I've got a few things noted already.
Same here. I'll be listening for anything that touches procurement or vendor management so I can flag lead times and sourcing needs.
Right. So even though the project team consists of 8 people, we only have 4 in attendance today. So before we jump in, let's do a quick round of introductions so we all know who's in the meeting and we're clear on roles. I'll go first. I'm Danny, Telecommunications Senior Manager and the assigned project manager for the GelTel project. I'll be overseeing the full life cycle of this implementation from planning to rollout to closure.
Hi all, I'm Alex, the solution architect on the project. I'll be designing the overall system architecture, working with stakeholders on integration points and helping ensure what we build is scalable and secure.
Hi everyone, I'm Robert, the ICT infrastructure specialist. I'll be handling the hardware setup and infrastructure deployment at the 3 data centers. That includes everything from racks and power to network connectivity and backup planning.
Hi team, I'm Jasmine from procurement. I'll be managing the vendor engagement, purchase processes, and making sure we stay compliant with Gelo's ICT procurement policies throughout. I'm also here to help make sure we lock in the best pricing and timelines.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone. Now you have all been sent the work breakdown structure ahead of the meeting. So let's go through the key phases, mainly design, implementation, testing, and training, and talk about what you'll each need in terms of people, equipment, services, licensing, and vendor support. Let's start with phase 3, design. Alex, over to you. What are you thinking?
For the design phase, I'll need a business analyst for requirements gathering and interface mapping. This is probably about 2 to 3 weeks of full-time work for design and another week for stakeholder feedback and revision. I'll also need access to design tools like Visio or Lucidchart. I'd say at least 3 licenses. Depending on complexity, we might want to schedule a short review workshop with stakeholders to finalize interfaces.
Noted. So 1 solution architect, 1 business analyst, 3 design tool licenses, and maybe 4 weeks of work. Any constraints or risks?
Definitely, getting clear requirements early is critical. If stakeholder input is delayed or unclear, it'll push back design sign-off.
I'll just jump in here. If you're expecting to need new licenses, I'll need the tool names and quantities soon so I can start the procurement process. Some of those subscriptions can have longer approval cycles.
Good call, Jasmine. Alex, can you confirm the tools you want by Friday?
Absolutely, I'll get you the list.
Perfect. That'll help me lock in pricing and avoid surprises.
Awesome. Moving on to phase 5, infrastructure setup and implementation. Robert, this is your area. What are you seeing for resourcing?
We'll need 3 infrastructure specialists, 1 per data center, access to network hardware, racks, power and cooling units, and vendor support for telephony switches and cabling. Each install will take about 4 to 5 days per center, plus about 2 days buffer time for unexpected issues.
Should we plan for any training time?
Yeah, just a 2-hour vendor-led induction for the team before deployment.
Robert, do you already have a detailed hardware list? The sooner I get specs and quantities, the faster I can lock in suppliers and delivery windows.
I have a draft. I'll finalize it and share it by tomorrow.
Perfect. Also make sure any vendor training requirements are in the list so I can coordinate those contracts too.
Excellent. Does anyone have anything else for this phase? No? No?
No.
Okay, awesome. Moving on. Next, phase 6, testing and quality assurance. Alex, we've got system integration and UAT testing. What resources are you seeing?
We'll need 1 test lead for quality assurance coordination, 3 testers during the technical system testing, full-time for 2 weeks, 5 end users for UAT from different departments to run structured scenarios. That'll take about 3 days, and access to the test environment, bug tracking software like Jira, and documentation templates.
Thanks. And Robert, anything from your side for this?
Yeah, for the infrastructure testing on the
On that, if we're buying new testing tools like Jira licenses, I'll need the details quickly. Some tools have procurement hoops we'll need to clear. Also, let's make sure any third-party vendors for testing support are approved and onboarded early.
Great point, Jasmine. Alex, can you work out the list of tools you'll need and share it with Jasmine by early next?
Yeah, no problem.
Excellent. And finally, let's move on to phase 7, training and documentation.
That's
We'll
it
need
from
to think
me.
about user manuals, admin guides, training sessions, and ongoing support. Alex, any thought on what you'll need here?
Yeah, I'll be drafting the system and admin documentation. That'll take about 2 to 3 days of focused work. We'll also need time with the training team to make sure user manuals are clear and tailored. And I'll want to run a walkthrough session with the help desk so they know the system before we go live.
Perfect. And Robert, anything for the infrastructure side for training?
Structured documentation, so help desk and support know how things are set up. Also, happy to join any training sessions if it helps answer technical questions.
Great, that's really helpful. Jasmine, anything we need to keep in mind from procurement for this phase?
Yeah, just a couple of things. If we're buying any training materials or need external trainers, let me know early so I can line up contracts and check budgets.
Awesome, really appreciate that. All right, so that's the main project phases. Let's just do a quick recap before we finish up. For design, Alex will need business analyst support, those design tool licenses, and clear stakeholder requirements upfront so we can avoid any delays. Infrastructure will need Robert's team at each data center, all the necessary hardware, vendor support during installs, and that short vendor-led induction training. For testing, we'll need dedicated testers and users for UAT, access tools like Jira, and to make sure any third-party vendors or tools are approved well in advance. On the procurement side, Jasmine's flagged getting specs early so she can manage lead times, ensure all vendors are pre-vetted, and she's also offered to help coordinate any training materials or contracts we might need. And finally, for training and documentation, Alex will be handling the user and admin manuals and running sessions for the help desk and end users. Robert's team will hand over the infrastructure documentation and be able to answer technical questions. And Jasmine will help us source or coordinate any external training or vendor-led sessions we might need. Does that sound right to everyone?
Yep, that covers it for me.
All good here.
Works for me. Just keep me posted on anything you want to buy or schedule.
Okay, I'll put these notes into a resource requirements plan and send it around for your review. Any final thoughts before we finish?
All good here. Thanks for the thorough run through.
Same here. I'll get the hardware list out tomorrow.
Sounds good. I'll keep an eye out for everyone's lists.
Awesome. Thanks so much, everyone. Really appreciate your time. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.